Hi, Kathryn here with Handmade by circleartdesigns. Today on my work table, I am going to be working on a pair of candy cane earrings. I love this design. It's simple and easy, doesn't take too much time, and people really love them. In this series for December, I will be making quick, simple earrings that you can make for yourself, for a party, or for a friend. Those gifts that you like to put back for unexpected visitors. Whatever it is, these, although they're simple, are really beautiful and whimsical and fun. So let's look and see what we will need to make these candy cane earrings. All right, we don't have our Christmas out yet, so I don't have a pretty piece of glass. But as we turn our eyes to the mat, I wanted to take a moment and thank the Lord for the many blessings in my life. And besides one of those blessings being you, I am thankful that I live in a country that sets one day apart a year to be thankful. That's an amazing thing. I don't know if we've ever thought about it, but that is amazing. How about you? With that in mind, what do you have to be thankful for? All right, I found the center. Let's go ahead and start. Alrighty, so this is the opaque white or a matte white. It is in an 8/0 seed bead. I think I'll just take some of these out. They are real pretty. They are just a beautiful, beautiful candy cane white. I love them. Now the next color is going to surprise you. This is called Emerald, and it is a silver lined 8/0 seed bead. It's checked glass, and I just love it. The shine on this really does remind me of that beautiful green that used to come in ribbon candies. And for these earrings, because my daughter requested it, we're going to go ahead and use the white and the green. She said she had a lot of things she could wear these with for the holiday season. I have pulled out 2 of my 20 gauge head pins. I've pulled out 2 of the 18 karat gold plated ear wires, and I'm going to use oval jump rings for this. You're going to need 2 sizes. So I've pulled out the smallest and next to the smallest of these ovals. I believe these would be a size 3 millimeter or 4 millimeter and a 4-5 millimeter, because I just bought these as a box and it didn't really tell you what size they were. But I believe that it is whatever your smallest and next to the smallest is, that's what you want to use, because you want the smallest to be stopped on either side by these 8/0 seed beads. So as I pull that out, and yep, I think that's the ones I'm going to use, we can go on and get ready to start. Now, with the head pins, you do not have to use a stopper bead because it already has that beautiful ball on it. This will be a white, a green, a white, a green, till you get 9 of the 11/0 seed beads on this 2-inch head pin. And it should look just like that. And that should be 9. If it's not 9, I'll have to add another one, but it should be 9. There you go. Now, doesn't that already look like a candy cane? Now, when I was a girl, candy canes did start out being just a stick, but now they have the little rounds. Is that dating myself? All right, this is my bell maker. I am putting it on number 3 on this bell maker, from the largest to the smallest, 3 being 3 down from the largest. I butt it right up against the last seed bead, and then I'm going to go ahead and actually I didn't like the way it looked, so I'm going to put it on and do it again. I didn't get it pulled down far enough. And go ahead and just wrap it around that. You want to bring it in pretty close to your 9 seed beads you already have in a straight line, because you're going to be putting seed beads on that, and you want it to make the shepherd's crook that you see at the top of a candy cane. Now, once you have done that, and I'm still playing with it, because once you get the seed beads on, it's really hard to get the shape you're looking for. But after we've done that, we're going to continue the pattern on. Now, the first time I put a white one on, I don't know why I always try to put a white one on. It did it every time, but it's really a green. So you're going to put a green, a white, a green, and a white till you get to 17 beads. Okay, 17 beads are what you need in total. But when you get to bead 13, we're going to stop and do the next step. And then we'll finish this out with 4 more beads so that we can finish this up. Now you might be asking, well, why in the world are you stopping at 13? Well, the thing is, and I'm counting again to make sure I've gotten there, get back up, is that you are going to want to be able to hang this. And so here I am, I'm counting to see if I have made it to 13 beads yet. I really thought long and hard about this because you have to be able to hang it from the top of the candy cane. I guess you could hang it from the bottom, but I wanted to hang it from the top. So what I am doing is I'm going to take those oval jump rings that we had talked about. I'm opening up the larger of the two because it is really hard for me to work with the smallest. Not opening up the small one, but I've already made sure it was nice and closed, but my fingers don't want to pick it up. I'm going to slip that on the larger of the two jump rings. Let's see if I can get that on there. And then I'm going to close up this jump ring just like that. Maybe just like that. Yeah, and remember, you're only rocking one side of your jump ring because if you've listened to me for very long, you know that metal, like clay, when you're working with clay, has a stress point. And if you overstress that metal, it will be a weak point, and metal has a memory, and it will go back and pop open because it says, oh, I remember being opened. And so you have to be very careful when you are opening and closing your jump rings. Now, the wonderful thing about the oval is that the place where you open it is on the side as opposed to the top or the bottom. So it's less likely to come open, but not impossible. So now whenever I have gotten that jump ring closed, I touched it to make sure it wasn't rough, because if it's rough, it's not really closed. You want a nice smooth closure. I have put the smaller jump ring on the form for the candy cane, just like that. See there? Now then, we're going to go ahead and put on the last 4 of the 17 seed beads. Now, if you're using a smaller head pin, then your numbers will change. But you want to make sure that that small jump ring is at the top of the curve for your candy cane, so that whenever your candy canes hang from the ear, they will hang down straight and won't be kind of whopper-gaggled. I know that's not really a word, but I've used it my whole life. There you go. And it should look just like that. All right. Now then, once you have gotten all your beads on, and I'm still fiddling with it, trying to decide where I want it, you're going to need to go ahead and clip just a small amount off the end of your form. And that's so that the next step isn't too big. We're taking our straight nose pliers after you've cut maybe 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch off. The good news is if you do this next step and you don't like it, straighten it out, cut a little more off and do it again. And then with tiny little turns of your straight nose pliers and use as close to the tips as possible. You're going to turn that form all the way till it touches the end of your candy cane. It takes up, that way it will take up all of the slack on that candy cane, or most of it anyway, and it will give it a solid look. It's the same thing we did with the bead bar tilas that we did, a week or so ago. Now then, I just took my fingers and made sure that I got the curve the way I wanted it. And if you look at this piece, it now has the larger one laying in the same plane as the candy cane. So that will be what we hang from, and it ends up right in the middle. So let's go ahead and quickly do another one. And again, it's just the same thing. You're just make sure that you're doing the same pattern. If you started with a white, then start this one with a white. If you started with green, start this one with a green. But I'm going to go all the way till I get 9 of them on there. Let's move that down. And then once I've done that, I'm going to bring in my bell pliers to make the different size bells. I'm going to put it on number 3. There it is. And we're going to go to number 3. Sometimes I go, now, which way am I supposed to hold this? Especially if it's been late at night and I'm playing with this. Make sure that you put your 8/0 right up against the bell. Then go ahead and curve it over, and you're going to, I'm sorry, my hands have fallen off. And you curve it until it is in a straight line, or as straight a line as you can get it, with the beads you've already gotten on. And that way your curve will always be the same. So now I'm finishing up. I am going all the way to bead 13. So that will be 9 and 4, and that will get me to the 13, and my hands are shaking. I have had a wonderful, wonderful week visiting, but it involved a lot of cooking, cleaning again. Oh yes, and did I say cooking? I got a little overtired, but so my hands shake a little more when I'm tired. All right, let's count and see where I am right there on the beads. There you go. And once I get there, we're going to do the same thing with the small. Yeah, I have lost it. Come on, Kathryn, bang it down. I'm trying to count the beads and make sure it's 13. Set it down. Let's go ahead and set up for the oval. There we go. Remember, the easiest way to do this is to open up the larger of the 2 jump rings and put that very small one on the larger jump ring. That small jump ring never has to be opened. And the beautiful thing about this set that I bought, and I got it off of Amazon, I'm sure you can still find it there, is that 90% of these jump rings are closed correctly. A lot of times when I get jump rings, they especially the round ones, they are slightly under the one on top, and it's very hard to get those closed completely without warping the circle. So if you find a brand that you really like, I would say take a picture, write it down, something so that you can go back to it. Now, once I get that both of those closed, just like with the other one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it on the form. And then we're going to go ahead until we get 17 beads. You could do this with a 22 gauge. I don't know if the 11/0s will take more than a 22 gauge head pin, but you want to take the biggest wire gauge that you can so that this will hold its shape. An 18 gauge, I am not sure it would hold its shape. So I would go no lower than a 20. Now again, I'm taking and I'm cutting off just a small amount. I think it's about 1/4 of an inch on there. And you're going to go ahead and take your straight nose pliers. When you use them, make sure that you get that wire right flush up against the edge of the top of your pliers so that nothing is coming out, because you want all of it to go into the circle, so there is nothing that's going to be catching on your hair or on clothes or scratching you in any way. Make sure that your circle is straight with the form. Now, you can either have this circle go under or go over the top or line up straight down. I like mine slightly over the top, coming off that tip, as opposed to going under. I could have curled it under, but I like the look of the slightly turned up. And if you're one of these people that can do the fun little things, I have seen some amazing things when they do their own headpins. This would be a great place, and then you wouldn't have to cut any off, but I would go with a 3-inch instead of a 2-inch on your headpin if you were going to do the little knots or the little twists or all. But this looks really pretty. It is not intrusive to the design, and it follows the curve on around. So now then, we have both of our little 3D charms finished. And these are gorgeous little candy canes. If you use the 11/0s and could get it on a 20 gauge, these can make really small little candy canes, and that would be beautiful too. All right, so I am going to go ahead and let's see what I like. Remember, if you want them to face the front, the circle you are going into has to be in the same plane as the circle on the wires. If you want them to be on the side, you will have one that is vertical and one that is horizontal, and then they should face the side. And since these are my daughters and she wanted hers facing the side, I did not add another jump ring, and it will end up being looking, when you look at her from the side, these cute little candy canes will just grace her neck. So again, I'm going to open it up with a twist of the wrist. And I got to get a hold of it. Well, I know it's there. I know I can get a hold of it. There you go. Now the other thing is, if you face your candy cane going in on that wire, then to make it look the same on the other side, you need to turn it. And because you want, when you're doing your earrings, you want side in towards the neck, or flat side towards the neck. But don't put them side out, both facing the left or both facing the right. You want them to be opposites. And you think that would be intuitive, but I can tell you from personal experience, when I first started doing earrings, it was not intuitive for me. Oop, I slipped. I really do have a hard time with these teeny tiny little jump rings. But the beauty of this piece is that you do not have to make your own form. And I have seen people that do beautiful work, but it's not me, where they can do 2 up and make a loop and do a wrap and then come back down and go back over and do the wrap. And yeah, that's not me. But these hang, and because of the jump rings you used, they don't go all over the earring. And aren't those lovely? Now then, as we're finishing this up, there is a second pair of earrings that I have done, and I made these clips for me. But the first time I made them, my daughter came in, saw the green, said, "Oh, these are gorgeous, Mom. Could you do it in the red, but make it a little different?" She didn't know what she wanted different. So this is what I did. For her earrings, what I did was I took, and I'm taking a little 24 gauge headpin, and hers are done in silver. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a turn down loop, just like the loop we did on the green candy canes, but this is going to be a bead charm. And when you do this, just like with the candy canes, you want to make sure you take all the slack out. Also, you need at least 2 to 3 turns, complete turns, when you're doing this type of closure so that it doesn't open up or pull away on you. So I've got one right here that's already got the, this is the one for me, that's already got the loop on it. I was going, what am I doing? That's already got the loop on it. So remember when we did the turn on the candy cane? I just took a small jump ring, oval jump ring, and I'm putting the charm right there. Now, when I did them for my daughter, I went ahead and instead of putting a red bicone, which I think are beautiful, I put a green one. And that makes it look like a little holly leaf at the end. And it's so cute. So either way, with the charm or without the charm, these are very easy, beautiful, whimsical holiday earrings. Doesn't take much to make them, only love. And here is the finished product. Isn't that lovely? I just think those are beautiful. Okay, let's change these out and let's look at the others because they're also finished as well. And like I said, these are clips, and I really love the little bicone dangles. And whether you are using the red for the red candy cane, green for the green candy cane, or you mix it up and put a red on the green and the green on a red, they're really cute little dangle earrings. Now you could use any bead, but what I used was the 5mm little bicones on the end as the charm. And here they are with the green. I went ahead and changed them out so you could see both the red on it and the green. I just think that the bicone and the green makes it look like a holly leaf. I think I've already told you that, but I really love it. And I think they are so cute. Alrighty, let's get this other pair back out there so you can see what we have done. Now, if you are wanting to shop or you would like to visit our shop and see what we have, I do want to let you know our shop closes on the 16th. That's circleartdesigns.net. And we stay closed to the second week, or the 10th, whenever that is, through Epiphany. We take the time of Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany for a time of just family things. But I want to make sure that I leave you with lots of options on things you can buy or things you can make for yourself. And here are the finished product. Like I said, these won't be up in the shop. These are things that I wanted to gift to you that you can make for yourself, to give people you love, or to give yourself. God bless you. God keep you safe. I hope you have an amazing week and a wonderful beading adventure this weekend. And may the Lord fill you with many, many of His blessings. And I will see you next week. Kathryn, handmade by Circle Art Designs. God bless y'all.